This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. The policeman and his cohort behind the fatal shooting of a 15-year-old boy in Southville 8B, Barangay San Isidro, Rodriguez, Rizal on Sunday, the 20th of August, have been arrested and charged, the Rizal Police Provincial Office said. The police identified the victim as John Francis Ompad and the suspects as Police Corporal Arnulfo Sabilo, 37 years old from the Rodriguez Municipal Police, and Jeffrey Baguio, 27 years old. According to the police report, the victim's brother, identified as John Ace Ompad, was flagged down while riding his motorcycle by Sabilo and Baguio at a checkpoint where they demanded to see his driver's license. John Ace said he was scared and refused to present his license to the suspects as they were wearing civilian clothes and were allegedly reeking of alcohol. This prompted him to take off his helmet and throw it at the suspects. Sabilo drew out his firearm and shot John Ace, but the bullet instead hit John Francis in the abdomen when the boy emerged from their house. The victim was first rushed to the Casimiro Enas Memorial Hospital and was later transferred to East Avenue Memorial Medical Center in Quezon City, where he died while undergoing medical treatment. Meanwhile, police officers arrested Sabilo and Baguio and seized Sabilo's Taurus pistol loaded with live ammunition. The pistol was turned over to the Rizal Provincial Forensic Unit for ballistic and gunpowder examination. Sabilo was also subjected to paraffin tests to determine the presence of gunpowder residue. The two suspects were charged with homicide and attempted homicide, while Sabilo will also be charged administratively. The Rizal PPO added that all personnel of Compact 5, the team of Sabilo, were administratively relieved from their duty for further investigation and possible lapses that might have occurred before and during the shooting incident. The Department of Education on Friday, the 25th of August, confirmed that one of its high-ranking officials has been suspended following the order issued by the Office of the Ombudsman. In an official statement, the DepEd announced that it has received an order from the Office of the Ombudsman concerning the alleged overpriced laptops for public school teachers procured in 2021. The Ombudsman ordered the preventive suspension of one of DepEd's current officials, Undersecretary for Finance Annalyn M. Sevilla, for the duration of the proceedings but not to exceed 6 months. Sevilla also served under the leadership of former DepEd Secretary Leonor Briones. DepEd stated that it will adhere to due process and comply with the issued order. Quezon City Police District operatives arrested a Metropolitan Manila Development Authority personnel after he allegedly threatened to shoot his neighbors with a gun in Barangay Pasantamo, Quezon City on Friday, the 25th of August. Lieutenant Colonel Maginio, QCPD Holy Spirit Station, identified the suspect as Recto Barasi, 40, a MMDA constable. The report showed that the suspect was irritated from the noise coming from outside his house, which was allegedly caused by his neighbors at around 9:45 p.m. on Friday. Police said Barasi went outside his house, pointed a handgun towards his neighbors, and threatened to shoot them, saying, "Do you want me to shoot you? You're all noisy." The PS1 deployed personnel to the area after concerned citizens reported the incident. Upon their arrival, operatives asked Barasi to present the pertinent documents for his firearm. The suspect showed an expired license to own and possess a firearm document, which led to his arrest. Seized from the suspect were one Armsca caliber .45 pistol and one magazine with 8 live ammunition. He is facing charges for grave threats and violation of Republic Act 105/91 or the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act. The Office of the Ombudsman dismissed the mayor of Mexico, Pampanga, and 3 others on Wednesday for grave misconduct in purchasing the municipality's construction materials. A 17-page consolidated decision concluded that Mayor Teddy Tumang, Municipal Accountant Palita Lagman, Municipal Engineer and former Bids and Awards Committee Vice Chair Jesus S. Punzalan, and Administrative Officer V and former BAC member Luz C. Bondok, were found guilty following the anomalous purchases of construction materials. The mayor and 3 other local officials were also omitted with forfeiture of retirement benefits, perpetual disqualification from holding public office, cancellation of eligibility, and barred from taking civil service examinations. The evidence presented is substantial to find respondents liable as all the above. mentioned elements of grave misconduct are evidently present when respondents knowingly and intentionally circumvented RA number 9184 to make it appear that the purchase of the base course and other materials were legal, the decision said. A separate consolidated resolution also recommended the filing of 41 counts of violation of Section 3E of Republic Act 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, by way of conspiracy, against Tumang, Punzalan, Bondoc, BAC Chair Marlon Mainakup, BAC members Lucilla Argento, Romeo Razan, as well as William Collis, the supplier of the construction materials. The resolution also recommended the filing of 23 counts of violation of Section 3E of RA 3019 and 7 counts of violation of Article 217 of the Revised Penal Code against Tumang, Mainakup, Argento, Punzalan, Bondoc, Razan, Lagman, and Collis. A village chief in this town was gunned down by an unidentified assailant on Monday afternoon, the 28th of August, authorities said. Based on an initial police investigation, victim Alex Rapato of Barangay San Jose was killed in front of his house around 5 p.m. prior to the shooting incident. Rapato had filed his certificate of candidacy around 11 a.m. as he was seeking re-election in the barangay polls in October. Police were still investigating the killing, including the motive. Libon Vice Mayor Mark Gregor Edward Sason condemned the attack, describing it as a senseless act that has no place in our society. The driver of the vehicle, who identified himself as Wilfredo Willie Gonzalez, the Daily Tribune found, is a 63-year-old former Quezon City policeman assigned at the QCPD station 9 inches anonymous. Gonzalez was ordered dismissed by the Office of the Ombudsman along with 10 others including his station commander in 2000 for releasing 2 Chinese nationals in exchange for 650,000 pesos. The 2 Chinese nationals, Jimmy Tan and Albert Koo, were found to be carrying some 1.5 kilograms of methamphetamine hydrochloride when they were arrested. The driver of the red sedan, who figured in a road rage incident with a bicycle rider in Quezon City, is not the registered owner of the vehicle. Land Transportation Office Chief Assistant Secretary Vigor Mendoza disclosed on Monday, 28th of August. Mendoza explained that there are 2 violations that appeared to have been committed in relation to the Republic Act 4136, or the Land Transportation and Traffic Code, as a result of the incident between the driver of the Kia Rio and the bicycle rider on the 8th of August. The first is Section 27, improper person to operate a vehicle, and Section 48, reckless driving. 10 members of the Maritime Police in Navitius, including a police major, are now in restrictive custody of the Navitius police over an attack on a teenager that left him bruised and wounded. According to Marisol Abdurrahman's report on 24 Horas on Monday, the 10 are considered persons of interest in the incident where, according to the 15-year-old victim's mother, the boy was struck, kicked, and hit with a heavy blunt objects by Maritime Group members last Friday, the 25th of August. The victim was brought to a nearby hospital, and then was accompanied by the Navitius police to the Maritime Police to identify the perpetrators, but the victim said none was present during the visit. Following the statement, the mother then said she would no longer be filing a case. GMA Integrated News has reached out to the family for comment on the matter, but they declined. It's a fact now that somebody hurt him. That is what we want to know. Who among the reported people of the MG did this? Said Northern Police District Chief Police Brigadier General Rizalito Gapus, who went to the Maritime Police Station himself to learn more about the incident. Northern NCR Maritime Police Chief Police Major Randy Ludovic said that the 10 are now required to explain the incident. They must explain within 24 hours. We only learned of this yesterday because nobody made a report to us, he said. Investigation shows that the boy may have been stopped by the Maritime Police over the suspected theft of a cell phone. However, said Gapus, whether he took it or not, the issue is the child was hurt. The 10 Maritime Police officers have given their statements to the Navitius Police's Women and Children's Desk. This investigation would include possible criminal or administrative charges when we establish the case, said Gapus. The Navitius City Police also hope that the victim will come forward and speak with them. We spoke to the chairman. He assured us that they will comb the Fishport area to find the victim, said Navitius Police Chief Colonel Mario Cortez. The city police said that there will be no cover-up and that they will seek justice for the victim even if he and his family do not want to come forward. The chief of police of Mandaluyong City has been relieved from his post after testing positive for illegal drugs. Colonel Cesar Gerent yielded positive results during a random drug test with top officials of the National Capital Region Police Office, along with other commanders and chiefs of different offices and support units on the 24th of August. Based on the copy of the dated the 27th of August obtained by the Philippine news agency on Wednesday, Colonel Mary Grace Madayagra placed Gerent as the city's acting chief of police. Gerent has been assigned to the Regional Personnel Holding and Accounting Section under the Regional Personnel and Records Management Division of NCRPO for further investigation on administrative charges. Following the incident, the NCRPO ordered all 497 personnel of the Mandaluyong City Police Station to submit to a random drug test on the 28th of August, all of whom yielded negative results. NCRPO Director Brigadier General Jose Melencio Nartates, meanwhile, said random drug testing seeks to weed out drug-using police officers within their ranks. Unidentified gunmen shot dead an aspiring village chairperson while having lunch with companions shortly after he filed his certificate of candidacy at the Commission on Elections office here Tuesday. Haran Damalanas, 40, of Barangay Malingao, was declared dead on arrival at the hospital. Malingao is one of the 63 villages in North Cotabato that are now part of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao under the so-called Special Geographic Area. Lieutenant Colonel Peter Pinalgan Jr., Midsayap Town Police Chief, said the victim was having lunch in front of the municipal hall when suspected guns for hire opened fire at about 11:45 am. The Comelec office is beside the town hall in Barangay Poblacion 3. Injured was Damalanas' companion, identified as Habakam Biong, 27. The two gunmen, in bull caps and bonnets, fled on board a motorbike. Police investigators found 8 empty shells for .45 caliber pistols at the scene. The Commission on Audit said the Department of Education has more than 362.7 million pesos in unauthorized, unnecessary, and dormant bank accounts that violate the General Appropriations Act of 2022. In its audit report, COA said that DepEd has a total of 362,760,156 pesos cash in banks under the accounts of its central office and 9 regional offices, and the funds have not been reverted to the National Treasury. Results of audit, verification, and validation of cash accounts revealed that some bank accounts were maintained without specific authority or legal basis, contrary to the pertinent provisions of laws, rules, and regulations, it said. Furthermore, these bank accounts include collections receipts from various sources still retained in the said unauthorized current accounts as standby funds and are kept available at their disposal, it added. COA expressed apprehension that the funds in the bank accounts could be exposed to misuse or misappropriation, when instead these could be used to augment the financial requirements of unprogrammed activities and settlement of valid obligations. It pointed out that one law violated is Section 10 of the General Provisions of the General Appropriations Act for 2022, which states that all departments, bureaus, offices, and instrumentalities of the government are mandated to close and revert all balances of special accounts, fiduciary or trust funds and revolving funds to the general fund. It noted that there are 3 conditions on the reversion to the general fund, namely, when there is no legal basis for its creation, when its terms have expired, and when it is no longer necessary for the attainment of the purposes for which it was established. COA recommended that DepEd should initiate the closure of unauthorized, unnecessary, and dormant bank accounts, discontinue the practice of transferring unutilized notice of cash allocations from the modified disbursement system account to their bank accounts, and remit the balance to the National Treasury. Police and military authorities arrested here Tuesday night 4 armed men, one of them a candidate for village chair, for possession of unlicensed high-powered firearms. The arrest of the group came hours after a village chair aspirant was murdered near the Commission on Elections office here at about noontime of the same day. Lieutenant Colonel Peter Pinalgan Jr., Midsayap Police Chief, said a police team was conducting a checkpoint operation in Barangay Buel when a white pickup truck without license plates was flagged down for inspection at about 6:30 30 p.m. Our police officers were implementing gun ban via plain view principle when they noticed what appeared to be a pistol protruding in the waist of one passenger, Pinalgan said in a radio interview Wednesday. The four were asked to alight from the vehicle and further inspection resulted in the discovery of 4 .45 caliber pistols and 2 M16 rifles with ammunition from the suspects. They have no gun ban exemption from the Comelec. Their guns were unlicensed, Pinalgan said. They are still undergoing investigation while the firearms have been forwarded to the police crime lab for validation and cross-matching. Pinalgan said one of the arrested suspects was a candidate for village chair of Barangay Sambulan, also in Midsayap. He withheld the identities of the suspects pending further investigation. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.